From the Opubco studios at Britton and Broadway, this is OU Football with David Ubben. I'm Jenny Carlson. David, Oklahoma scores a big Bedlam victory on Saturday, 27-0 against Oklahoma State. Now, Sooners can look forward to bowls. But where might they be bowling?
It looks pretty likely they'll be headed to El Paso, Texas, right on the border to play in the Brute Sun Bowl. They'll be playing a Pac-10 team out there. USC is a possibility, possibly Arizona. We'll have to see how that shakes out in the next couple days. We'll find out next Sunday where they're going, but not what they envisioned at the beginning of the year, of course. But injuries had a lot to do with that. But it's a game that's a picturesque stadium. It's nice. You got to play in the mountains, but it's going to be. It'll be an interesting week for them.
Is it going to be hard to get fired up for this game for the players and for the fans? I mean, like you said, this isn't what they envisioned. It may be against say USC or an Arizona, a team that might have some intrigue. But is this going to be a game that will be difficult for the Sooners to really get fired up about?
I think for the fans it will be, just because it's so far, and El Paso not exactly a vacation destination as opposed to Miami last year or San Diego possibly. But I think for the players, I think that they will be fired up, and the main reason is that a lot of these players have never won a bowl game. Lost in this talk about Bob Stoops' BCS bowl streak, because that's just a bowl streak in general. He hasn't won a bowl since 2005. He went to the Holiday Bowl. I talked to Brian Simmons about that a little bit on Saturday, and he said that he was a redshirt player on that team, and he didn't get to play, and that's the case for some of the older guys on the team, and they want to end their season with a win, and that's something they haven't experienced ever. And so that's going to be their mantra for the rest of the year, and something that they really want to go down to El Paso and do.
You mentioned that part of the reason they're in this position to have to go to El Paso is because of injuries, but injuries are still a problem for this team. What about getting guys like Trent Williams, Brandon Caleb back for the bowl game? What's the prospect of some of these more recently injured guys?
Well, they should be fine. Brandon Caleb, we're not real sure about. He came back from an ankle injury a couple weeks ago, and he was able to play some receiver on Saturday for the first time in a while. But he came down on it looked like his knee. He just landed straight-legged and grabbed his knee. We haven't heard much about his status. Trent Williams, he should be back for the bowl game. He suffered a concussion in practice last week, but he was a game-time decision and almost played on Saturday. Ryan Reynolds strained his hamstring. He should be back for the bowl game. But obviously the big losses, Sam Bradford, Jermaine Gresham, those guys, not going to see them again. They'll be ready for the draft in April, though.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, David. Stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.